of Teacher Day, I'm going to teach you mass, force, weight, and Newton's law of motion, which are a part of physics. So, first of all, I would like to give my introduction. Myself, Siddhi Jadhav, studying in Standard 10th SSC. Then, first, we are going to see what is meant by mass and weight. Then, we will see what is force, and then Newton's law of motion, and then we will take a short quiz. So, before starting, I would like to just tell one fact about physics, which is time goes faster at the top of the building than that of the bottom. So, as we all know, who was Albert Einstein, who discovered the relativity theory. From his theory, we can understood that the object from the Earth's surface passes a faster time. So, first, let's start mass, force, and weight. So, first of all, mass is the amount of matter present in the object. So जसं आपल्याला माहिती की एका ऑब्जेक्टमध्ये particular matter असतो, mass असतो, that is nothing but mass. Then it is the force which attracts Earth towards itself. Weight आपल्याला attract करतो Earthच्या centerला, that is nothing but the weight. Then mass is constant everywhere. Weight is not constant everywhere. So let's see why weight is not constant everywhere. So the problem is the weight is not constant everywhere, and the solution to this problem is weight of the force or the gravitational force which is not constant everywhere. Therefore, the weight differs. So as we all know that gravitational force is the force which attracts any two objects. So this weight will be not constant everywhere, but when you go that to the mass, that time at every corner of the universe, तुम्ही जिथे जाल जिथे असाल तिथे तुमचा मास सगळीकडे कॉन्स्टंट राहणार. So force is a very magic word because a force is a push or pull upon an object resulting upon the objects interacting with another object. So just simple आत्ताचंच example आहे. So just I want to start your class. So I just pick up to my phone where I apply the force on the object, and that force is now resulted into a nice meeting. So the force unit is Newton, and simply जर तुम्हाला force लक्षात ठेवायचा असेल then simply you can remember F is equal to ma, which is nothing but mass into acceleration. Then anybody know the tree? Anybody can tell me what for this tree is used, or what was the specific discovery of this tree? Okay. So this is random tree. एकदम short आणि simple आणि खूप छान story आहे. सर आयझॅक न्यूटन या झाडाच्या खाली बसले होते, त्यावेळेसच त्याला एक ऍपल त्यांच्या डोक्यात पडला होता किंवा त्यांच्या समोर पडला होता, आणि त्याच्यावरून त्यांनी न्यूटन्स 3 लॉ ऑफ मोशन हे डिस्कवर केले. So these are the Newton's 3 laws of motion which were discovered by Sir Isaac Newton. Then let's move to the first law of motion. So the principle of this law is an object continues to remain at rest until any external force is applied on that object. So it's simple that if any object is at rest, simply like last example, we will continue that example. Simply that mobile was at rest and I applied an external force to pick up in my hand. So there was a Newton's first law of motion which acted. So now आता सगळे विचार करते की एखादे ऑब्जेक्ट जर रेस्टवर असेल तर त्याच्यावर फोर्स अट्रॅक्ट होतात की नाही. So simply answer is yes. The number of forces are acted, but the net force remains zero. Net force is nothing but the force which is on left and the right side of that both object. So it remains zero because they cancel one another. जसं आपल्याला माहिती आहे की if we do not eat food, there will be no digestion, and because of digestion, there will be not the excretion process. So simple, like that same concept, here is a concept with Newton's first law of motion. Then comes Newton's second law of motion. The rate of change of momentum is proportional to the applied force. न्यूटन्स सेकंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन हा खूप महत्वाचा आहे, कारण की सिम्पली जास्तीत जास्त करून न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन विचारला जातो. सो simply if you want to remember what is Newton's second law of motion, you can directly remember the formula, which is nothing but F is equal to ma, mass times acceleration. Now acceleration म्हणजे काय? Acceleration is nothing but when the change of velocity with respect to time is nothing but the acceleration. So example आहे, riding your bicycle is a good example of the Newton's second law of motion. So ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही सायकल चालवली असेल त्यावेळेस तुमचा जो मास असतो तुमचा मास बायसिकल असतो. युअर लेग आर पुशिंग द पेडल्स बाय फोर्स. सो ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही पेडल्सनी तुमचे लेग्स पुश करता त्यावेळेस त्याच्यावर एक फोर्स अप्लाय झालेला असतो. And when you push on the pedals, your bicycle accelerates. Simply तुमची bicycle accelerate होते आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुमच्या bicycleचा speed increase होतो. Where Newton's second law of motion is acted. Then Newton's third law of motion. खूप मस्त आणि छान आहे Newton's third law of motion. त्याचं principle आहे every action force has equal and opposite reaction force which acts simultaneously. Simply तुम्ही बॉल खेळला असेल त्यावेळेस simply when you take your ball in hand and just throw it to the wall, it comes back with equal and opposite reaction. With at friction of second तुम्हाला जाणवणार पण नाही की बॉल आपल्या हातात कधी आला. That is nothing but the Newton's third law of motion. So now we will take a short online quiz. I'll share link in the description box. Sir.
Yes.
So can you share the link to all students?
Yes, I'll share. Continue.
So please all of you join because it will be not, it is compulsory to all which are attending the class now. Okay, so we'll start the quiz now. Okay. So I would like to inform one more thing that if anybody has won the quiz firstly, they will get one special link which is very experimental, very educative and very nice link. Okay, so Shifa Rashid Kharbu has won the quiz first.
Congratulations, Sifa.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Very
ma'am.
congratulations, Shifa.
Thank you, ma'am. First is Shifa, second is Mohit, and third is Trupti.
So congrats all three of you. And the others also those left, right?
So Shifa will get one interesting, amazing, and experimental link which will be just shared now. I'll share link. And thank you so much, Acharya Academy, for giving us a nice experience.